Good afternoon, Michelle Arnott here at Diamond Rock Glass Studio. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'd like to talk about another art form that really comes to life when it's lit up. My brother prints lithophanes, and about 5 years ago when I went to visit him and his family, he was really excited to show me about this new hobby that he started. So I'm going to show you some of his work in a little bit. But the reason for this video is that we have recently been asked to do a piece together, which we've done work together in the past. So what happens is he prints his lithophanes, which he can print from absolutely any photo, and the detail that he can get printing plastic from a photo is pretty incredible, which I'll show you in a little bit. But what happens is he prints those lithophanes, and then he builds a light box with the help of his wife, Michelle. And then I do a stained glass piece, and all of that artwork goes into the light box, and then when it lights up, everything comes to life, and it's really pretty amazing. So we've recently been asked to do a piece together, so I thought I would show you something new, maybe give you some ideas, and I will give Mark's contact information in the detail box and at the end of this video. So the first clip that I would like to share with you is a time-lapse video of about a 4x8 inch piece, which is about this big. This is not what he's printing. He is actually printing a young mother. Her name is Brenda, and I will talk about her at the very end of the video. But to print something this size, you'll see a clock in the back spin about 35 times, so it does take about 35 hours to print something this size. And this is a lithophane. It's not delicate. If I drop it, it probably would not do any damage to it. So let's go ahead and watch this print. I also need to mention that it looks like the printer is stationary, so it's taking pictures. This is a video of about 1,150 pictures when the printer is at this point. So you'll see it go up, but that printer is actually going back and forth and all over the place. So let's go ahead and watch that clip. Okay, so you can see that black box that's in the center, kind of to the left. That is what is printing the plastic filament, I believe, being fed through that blue tube. So this black box is actually moving back and forth and all over. And there, Mark just turned the light on. So 3D print is nothing more than a sheet of plastic with different thicknesses. So the thick spots are dark and the thin spots are lighter. And this whole process, this 4x8 print, takes about 35 hours to print this. Okay, so now I'm going to run some clips of work that Mark has done. You'll see that he's really into music. I hope you enjoy his music selection that he put with some of the clips. You will see he is into sci-fi, sports, animals. There's some plants, all kinds of different things that he has printed from photos. You will notice two creepy clips. I will give a warning on the screen that two creepy clips are coming up. I think he did this around Halloween, but they are super cool, and he can print shapes like these are little lamps. So let's enjoy the clips. So I have to apologize. I had originally recorded this with some really cool music that my brother had included with each of these clips that he did. For example, this one has Aerosmith. However, when I sent this to my brother and I sent him a private link with YouTube, I got this message back. There's that thing called copyright. So all of this music that he had included with these videos, which actually really adds to the effect of each of these, I had to delete. So he had some really cool music from Bob Dylan, David Bowie, Queen, No Doubt, Fleetwood Mac, Led Zeppelin, John Carpenter. Actually, John Carpenter, he did, remember that really creepy Halloween theme coming up? He did a Halloween theme, which was cool, but you won't hear it now. Neil Young, Waylon Jennings, and another one from Bob Dylan. So I'm going to have to just put some of my own music to this, which won't be as cool of music, but you will still get to view all these fabulous lithophanes that Mark printed. Okay, now that we're done with the scary stuff, take a look at this. This is a pencil drawing that somebody had Mark turn into a lithophane. Look at the detail. It's just amazing. And I love this print that Mark did. This is printed well before COVID and mandated mask wearing. I believe this must be an Islamic woman required to hide her face. And the next few prints, a lot of them you can see here at the studio. If you happen to be local, I have them displayed in my window. You can see them, especially at night. They really show up really well. And Mark does a lot of night lights. I don't want to get into pricing very much, but I think for a night light, a nice size night light is about $35, and it includes everything that you just plug into the outlet. And these make just such a unique gift. I just love his work. So as you can see, Mark is showing a lot of examples of animals and people, but he can do this from absolutely any picture, family, wedding photos. He can turn any picture into a lithophane, and it's just such a unique art form, and makes such a unique and special gift that just lights up. So here is an image that my brother sent to me that has the top part, which will be the stained glass insert. The bottom part is 4 individual lithophanes, which my brother Mark printed off with his 3D printer, and he built a box that this will all fit in. It's a Lightbox, and so the dimension for my stained glass piece is about 29 inches by 10.5 inches, and that will fit into the box. So the first thing I did was printed off the Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young stained glass piece, and then I drew a 29 by 10.5 rectangle, and I put those letters, I cut out and soldered those letters together first. I'm kind of attempting to do this the same way I work with bevels, where I put the images, or if I were working with bevels, I'd solder the bevels together and then draw my pattern around it. So that's the step I'm at next, where I am going to draw the pattern, and I'll start cutting and get this stained glass piece put together. Okay, so here is the light box. It is not plugged in, so I just want to plug it in and show you what I'm working with here. Okay, so here it is lit up. I cut some cardstock the same size. I tried to get it exactly the same size as my pattern here. So now you can see I have drawn out the pattern. And since this is just flimsy paper, I couldn't really put it in there to make sure it's going to be the right size to fit in the grooves that my brother made. So now I can kind of see my pattern on this whole thing. I want to make sure the C lines up with Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. So that is looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my pattern pieces, and we'll see how this all fits together. Now I have finished cutting out all of the black background pieces. I still have to grind all those pieces and fit everything together, and then I'll be ready to foil and then solder, and then fit everything into the light box. And so I dried off all the pieces and put them back around the letters, and I'm pretty happy with how they are joining up. So I'm going to move on to the foiling. Okay, it is about 8:30, and I was waiting for it to get a little bit darker so I can get a good contrast of what this piece looks like in the kind of dark, and then once I turn the light on, I'm going to show you how that looks. So here's the Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young all lit up. I do feel like the colors in person are much more vibrant than what my camera on my phone is showing. So this is an anniversary gift that Mary Bear, that lives here in the community that I live in, who also happens to be a friend of mine, she ordered this for her husband Mitch. So it's their 40th anniversary on Friday. She's picking it up tomorrow, Wednesday. So I hope you like this, Mitch, and happy anniversary to Mary and Mitch Bear. They are such sweet people. I hope you enjoy it. And there it is. And here is another piece that we did together. I did the yellow submarine, and Mark did the 4 Beatles, and then 4 images that go with the Beatles. So on this print of How to Train Your Dragon, Mark and his wife Michelle added color via a water slide. It's basically a transparent piece of paper you print color onto from a color printer. And once it's printed, you spray a few coats of clear coat, like from a Krylon spray can, over it. And then once it's dry, you put the water slide paper into a dish of water, and a thin film with the color comes off. You then attach that to the back of the lithophane in the right spot, and this is what you get. And the next clip is less than a minute of the 3D printer in action, real time. This is not a time-lapse video like the last one. So here is Brenda again, her 4-year-old daughter, and a young man named Sean. So here are the 3 individuals. Sean to the far left saw these 2 girls to the right in a river, in the Provo River in Utah. This was almost 4 years ago exactly, Memorial Weekend 2017. Sean saw these 2 girls. He didn't know them, but he saw them struggling. It was a very rapid river, and the tragedy of this story is that all 3 of these individuals died. And so I thought that I would share this story because my brother was part of the memorial of these 3 individuals. But Sean's dad has created a website called saferivers.org. I'm going to put these links in the description box if you want to learn any more. I think anytime we're given an opportunity to create awareness, that's a good thing. So I thought I would share their story. Here is an event that was memorialized with a lithophane. This is the Seattle crane collapse of 2019. I'll include a link where you can learn more about this in the description box as well. This is a light cube that Mark made. I just love this. It's my 4 nieces and nephews. So there was Peyton, that's William, and next you'll see Grace and Serge. So this is a really, really great gift idea. This does have a remote control, so I could actually click on what color I want it to light up. But I think my remote control is lost somewhere at home. So right now it's just stuck on a teal blue. And here's a nightlight. These are more kids in my family. There's Micah, Elizabeth, Caleb, and Preston. So this is a great nightlight that I keep here at the studio. So this is another really great gift idea. And this runs, I think, $35 or $40 for a nightlight like this. So here's some more images, some more lithophanes that I have at the store. If you happen to be local, you can walk by and see these. And I have extra lithophanes so I can change these out. There's one of me and my dog Peppy and my husband Brian. That was almost 4 years ago. So If you would like to watch any of my other virtual videos, it's on diamondrockglassstudio.com. I have my very first video where I explain in detail all the steps of stained glass. And so even if you've never done stained glass before, it's a great first video. And I do sell everything from my website to have your own stained glass studio right at home. And I have gotten plenty of confirmation of people watching my virtual videos, buying my things from my online store, and learning stained glass right at home. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you all have a great day. And I will leave all of Mark's information in the description box. If you have any questions for him, feel free to email him. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I gave you some good new ideas. Oh, and surprise, Mark, see this piece that I sold? Well, now you know who bought it.